almost hold it to you?
What?
The air. It's so soft you can almost wrap it around you.
That's pure poetry.
It makes me feel so...
Happy?
Oh, yes. Very happy. But it's more than that. It's as if everything is right now that we're married again. As if nothing could ever change what we have.
Nothing will ever change what we have. I won't allow it. Not after all we've been through to get back together.
Oh, Steve. I don't want anything to ever change, ever.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice? It'll always be just the way it is. Just you and me, here alone on this island.
In a beautiful new house.
You kind of like that house, don't you?
It's perfect. How could I not like it? I love it.
I've thought about it a lot. We were always so happy here. We could get away from Bay City, away from the problems. I wanted a place, beautiful and permanent. A place to come to be alone with
you. Beautiful and permanent. A wedding gift that echoes what we feel for each other?
Oh, that's it exactly, a monument. A living monument.
Why, Stephen Frame, I do believe you're a romantic after all, aren't you?
Oh, did you ever doubt it?
I did. At times.
I'm sorry I hurt you. I don't want to, ever again.
It doesn't matter now. I can survive the hurts. It's just the separations that destroy me.
We don't even want to think about that now. This is a whole new beginning for us. Like the house. I want to make you happy. Oh, I want to give you everything.
I already have everything. All I want is your love. And I have that now.
You always have. And you always will. Good morning, Curtis.
Good morning, Edward. Did you sleep well?
Yes, very comfortable, thank you.
So, how do you like it?
What?
Your penthouse, the whole setup.
Oh, it's fine, just fine.
Everything meets with your approval?
Yes, well, I knew you'd do a good job of it.
Thank you. And you've spoken with Hobson?
Yes, last night, briefly.
And?
He seems like a very bright young man.
He is. A lot of potential there.
You hired him, so I didn't expect less.
Thank you again.
All right, let's have it.
What?
I've sensed it from you since the moment I arrived.
I'm sorry,
come on, say it. You don't think I ever should have come back to Bay City?
Corey? Honey, let's hurry it up. Rhonda's going to be here in a minute. Corey? Honey, we don't have time for games this morning. Corey! Oh, honey, don't ever do that again. You gotta tell me where you go when you go someplace. Where were you?
In Mrs. Reynolds' apartment.
That's fine, sweetheart, but you gotta tell me, okay?
Okay.
Sorry I yelled at you, honey. Come on.
And so, the judge will hear Cecile's and your divorce case this afternoon.
Good.
I thought you'd be glad to hear that.
Well, I just want this whole thing over as quickly as possible.
Oh, Jamie, I wish all my cases could be handled so swiftly and simply.
Having trouble with the case?
Yes, your mother's. Amanda's custody suit.
You think there could be problems?
I'm afraid there might be.
But why? Mom's a good mother. And I think my testimony will help prove that.
Jamie, I'm having second thoughts about you're testifying.
What?
Because I don't trust Mr. Bond.
That's Mac's lawyer. What?
Because of what he's already done. Now, are you forgetting that he put private detectives on Rachel and had them follow her and Mitch everywhere, practically into her own bedroom? That's specifically the reason that I don't want you to testify.
Well, what could he do to me?
Jamie, you and I both know that Rachel is a good mother, and that she's quite capable of raising Amanda. But Bond is not going to make it look that way when he's through with her, and he could do the same to you.
Oh. You mean my drug problem? He could blame that on Mom.
The way he works, that's entirely possible.
Brian, why does it always come back to this? I mean, no one will forget it. I mean, it's bad enough that I hurt myself, but if I have to hurt Mom, too, I don't...
Look, take it easy. I only want to let you know that there's a possibility of his doing something like that. And that's why I don't want to put you on the stand. But are you willing to go anyway?
Brian, now my drug problem was in no way caused by my mother. You know that. And if this lawyer brings it up, well, I'll just have to explain that. If we ever get to court.
What do you mean, if we ever get to court?
Well, I just meant that Mom has Amanda now. And she's with Mitch and Matthew in San Francisco. She has everything she wants. And from the way she sounded when she talked to my grandmother, she's very happy. Brian, I just don't know if she's going to be willing to give all that up to come back. If it were me, I'm not sure I would.
Jamie, she's got to come back. Now, she gave me a word.
Yeah, I know she did, but... Well, if she's finally found some happiness in her life, who could blame her for not coming back?
Another World.
I'm just not sure this is the best time for you to be here.
No, and in your opinion, why not?
Well, we have other projects in other locales that require your attention.
Curtis, doesn't make any difference where I am. I can run any of those projects from wherever I happen to be, anywhere in the world, and you're perfectly aware of that.
That's true.
Then what's the problem?
Forgive me, Edward, but I don't think you're behaving true to character.
Oh, how am I behaving?
I think you're fooling yourself.
How am I doing that?
For one thing, as you know very well, we have several potential problem areas.
Yeah, I believe you mentioned that already. Nobody's more aware of that than I am.
Now, at any other time, you would have gone directly to those areas and straightened out those
Curtis,
problems.
I have the utmost confidence in my staff.
I don't know whether you're deliberately fooling yourself.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Then you must know that for once, you're allowing yourself to be ruled by your emotions.
Curtis, I've built a very successful business. One that at this point runs itself. During all this time, I've done absolutely nothing whatsoever to put my personal life back together again. The time has come.
Don't you think it's a little late?
It's never too late.
She's announced her engagement.
Engagements have been broken before.
I don't like anything about this. What gives you the right to come back into her life after all these years, especially now?
Curtis, if I've made any error, it's exactly that. I've waited too long already. And I'm going to rectify that error.
Or compound it.
Trust me. I know what I'm doing.
I hope so. You rarely make mistakes in judgment. I'd hate to see you make one on this.
Well, where is Corey now?
Well, he's at school.
And he's okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Nothing happened. I just got scared. I walked in here and the door was open and he went down to Mrs. Reynolds and he didn't tell me where he was going. I just panicked when I saw the door open.
This is all because of those phone calls, isn't it? I mean, normally something like that wouldn't spook you.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
How long has it been since you had one of those calls?
Oh, it's been a few days. I think that's why I'm so nervous. I keep waiting for something to happen. I jump at every sound.
I guess I would, too. I'd probably be scared to death.
You don't think I'm being foolish?
Are you kidding? I think you're acting pretty bravely, especially under all this strain. I think I'd have cracked by now. I think it's awful that they can't do anything.
Well, they're trying. Larry and Jerry, they drive by the apartment all the time, and if they can't, some of the other guys on the force drive by.
Well, they're really worried.
Yeah. It's very sweet of them. I don't think I could have gotten this far without them all.
Now tell me, is there any reason to believe that you are pregnant?
Actually, no. You see, I'm in the process of getting a divorce, and my husband's lawyer has suggested that I submit an affidavit saying that I'm not pregnant. That's why I need the test.
I see. Before we go into the examining room, let me just ask you a few questions.
If they're necessary.
Have you ever been pregnant?
No.
And were you using any form of birth control?
No.
Do you and your husband make love regularly?
Yeah.
And yet you're not pregnant. You never got pregnant.
No.
So the odds are you're not pregnant now.
Right. I mean, I know it's silly, but I just need this test.
No problem.
Doctor, when will I know the results?
Oh, the lab will give you a file number, and they'll give you a phone number to call. Now, when you call that number, don't call before tomorrow morning, by the way. Give them your file number and your name, and the lab technician or the nurse on duty will give you the results. Positive if you're pregnant, and negative if you're not.
And that's it?
That's it. Unless, of course, you're pregnant, and then there's a lot more to come. Lots more.
Isn't it a little early for you to be out on the streets?
No, I don't think so.
What's up?
I'm worried.
You and Joey have a fight?
Joey and I are fine. It's you and Marianne I'm concerned about.
Look, I don't want to talk about that. All right?
Rick, look. I'm
Here
not
we go.
blind. Now, I saw what was going on at Mac's party.
Oh, it was that obvious, huh?
Yeah, it was. So, did you get things straightened out?
No, not exactly.
Well, did you get a chance to talk it out?
We tried.
Okay, so? Did it work?
Of course it didn't work. It never works. All we do is fight. And when it gets really hot and heavy, I accuse her of caring for Jamie, and she jumps all over me because of Blaine, and no matter how hard we try, we just get right back on that.
Well, I'm not sure it's all your fault.
Well, it just seems to come out of both
No,
of
no,
our
no, no, that's not
mouths.
what I
So-
mean. I also saw the way Blaine moved in on you at that party.
Yeah, she did not move in on me, all right?
Look, I don't know what it looked like from your standpoint, but from where I was.
Look, she's just talking to me. It was as simple as that.
I don't believe you.
All right, well, then what do you mean?
You are so naive.
And you are so suspicious. A woman comes over to talk to me, and you immediately accuse her of suddenly coming on to me.
Rick, we are not talking about any woman. We're talking about Blaine, and she is a problem, and I am not the only one that thinks so.
Well, then I think that Marianne is wrong, too.
Okay. We're both wrong.
Hmm.
I hope we are. But in the meantime, what are you going to do to convince Marianne of that?
I don't know.
It can't go on like this.
I know that. I didn't suggest that it was going to go on like this.
So what are you going to do about it?
Well, I don't have to do anything. Marianne solved the problem.
She does. Well, I don't understand. What do you mean?
She walked out last night.
She walked out?
That's what I said. She said she was tired of living like this, so she just moved out.
Well, didn't you try to talk her out of it?
She said she didn't want to talk anymore. She said she was tired of that we got in a fight, and I can't really argue against that kind of truth.
Rick, I'm sorry.
I hate to see this happen to your marriage.
It's hardly a marriage. More like Cold War.
Now, that is not true. You love her. You're not going to just forget about it, are you? Just pretend that it never happened?
It should have never happened in the first place. It's a good thing that we're both facing that fact now.
I don't believe you two. You're just going to forget about it? Just give up?
No, I'm not giving up. We're going to start over, which is something we both should have done a long time ago.
Jamie. Hi.
Oh, hi, Sally.
Good to
How
see
are
you. You mind if I sit down?
No, go ahead.
Great. Thank you. I have got so much school books, I can't believe it. You left the party kind of early last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to work.
You went to work last night? Well,
Yeah,
when did you sleep?
I didn't. In fact, I never did. I will later, though.
Well, that must be really rough on you. Anyway, did you have a good time?
Did you?
Yeah, I really did. It was great. All those people dressed so beautifully and all wandering around that gorgeous house. It was like an old movie.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I can see we're in a really good mood today, aren't we? Does it have anything to do with seeing Sandy and Cecile together?
No.
It is, isn't it? Jamie, I saw your face when you walked in. It's all them together. You still love her, don't you?
No, I don't. I don't even like her. As a matter of fact, if I never had to see her face for the rest of my life, I think I could survive.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. I've got to go.
Do you live close by?
Not close, but in Bay City.
North End.
Sally?
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I know you don't want anybody to know. I wouldn't tell anybody, though, if you told me. I promise I wouldn't do that. Promise?
You couldn't. So how could you know?
Yeah. Well, I gotta go. I've got a class. See you later.
Let me see how they look.
Ta-da! You're doing a really good job, and you used to be so shaky. Now you're as steady as they come.
You really think so?
Yeah, and Ada's really pleased with your work, and all the customers like you a lot.
Now, if only Jerry liked me.
How can you say that? He likes you, too.
You think so?
I know so.
Well, I sure like being with him. We have a lot of fun when we go out together.
I'm glad. And he seems happier than he has for a long time. And I think it's just because of you.
I hope so. You want me to get it?
Yeah, would you?
Hello? This is Rhonda Sadowski. Who's this? Sure. It's your husband.
Honey?
Hey, baby. I'm just checking to make sure everything's okay.
Everything's fine.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure Rhonda's here with me.
Oh, that's good.
Is everything okay with you?
Yeah, fine. No calls?
No.
That's good. You know, you sound a little funny.
Honey, nothing's wrong. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, baby. Listen, I won't be home late, all right?
Oh, good.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Especially now that you called.
Okay. I'll see you when I get there.
Okay, honey. He is the sweetest man. I don't see how I could survive without him.
So now that the penthouse is finished, we're giving first priority to the heliport.
You have a completion date yet?
Mm-hmm. No later than the end of the month, which, as you remember, is when you were originally expected.
Yes, I remember. Can it be finished sooner?
Yes, it could be. We could put the crews on 24-hour shift. Then we'd be finished about a week earlier, if it's all that vital.
I'll think about it. You'll have a decision by this afternoon.
You haven't lost that ability, at least.
Don't go reading anything into my premature arrival in Bay City, Curtis. I warned you about that.
I just wanted to be sure.
You can relax.
By the way, before I forget, there is one other little problem that you should be aware of. Hobson and I made a decision about it, but I'd like to run it by you to see if you approve of the way we handled it.
All right.
There's this young man working on the crew, the penthouse crew, at the time of this particular incident. And it turned out he is a photographer for the Daily Ledger.
Matt Corey's paper.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do?
He was taking pictures up here, the employees, everywhere.
How did you handle it?
Well, of course, my first impulse was to fire him. But Hobson suggested that we keep him on.
Why?
Well, he pointed out that the Ledger would only send in someone else, and we'd have to try to find out who. Whereas if we keep this man on, we know the identity of our enemy, and we can keep an eye on him.
Very clever solution.
Then you approve?
I do. But one word of warning. Keep him away from me. No pictures of me. Anywhere, anytime. You understand?
Absolutely. Oh, and one other piece of information about your son.
I saw him. Last night.
You just saw him? You didn't introduce yourself to him?
That's not part of the plan.
Why not?
I'll introduce myself to him. But first I talk to Alice.
Jamie? Sally told me you were in here. You look pretty wrapped up, so I don't want to keep you, but my mother said you had something for her?
What? Oh, yeah. My manuscript. But I thought she was going to pick it up herself.
Well, she was, but she got a little tied up.
Well, I hope it's all there.
Yeah. Well, I guess I better get going.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, sure, fine.
You sure?
Why do you ask?
Well, I don't know. I just hope that our being outside together last night didn't cause any problem between you and Rick.
No. No problems.
Good.
No problems at all. I left him. And I'm afraid it's for good.
You left him?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jamie, please don't misunderstand. It's not your fault. It had nothing to do with you, with last night.
Well, are you sure? Because
No, really. You're not to blame. I mean, not really.
Well, what do you mean, not really?
Look, Jamie, Rick has never really trusted me. He always felt that I chose him as, well, that he was second best. He saw your shadow everywhere, even when it wasn't there.
Then it was my fault.
You're not really listening to me.
But...
Believe me, Jamie, it had nothing to do with you. You see, Rick never believed that I married him because I loved him. He's just been fighting with all these insecurities, and now he's found something to pin them on. I mean, he's found an excuse to transfer his feelings somewhere else.
I don't understand.
I mean, he's seeing someone else.
Who?
Blaine.
Blaine? Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Neither did I at first. But now Look, I'd really rather not talk about it if you don't mind. It's over, and maybe it's just as well.
No, you don't mean that.
No, maybe I do. Maybe we never should have gotten married in the first place. I mean, I really don't know anymore. I don't want to think about it right now. It's just too painful.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Is there anything I can do?
No. Listen, do you have a minute?
Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, nothing. I just thought maybe we could have a cup of coffee or something.
Well, I'd like to a lot, but I've got to go. I've got some classes.
Oh, sure, it's okay.
But I'd really like to.
No problem, really. It's all right.
You make sure your mother gets that.
What? Yeah, oh, sure.
Well, there were no unexpected hitches.
Then the divorce will be granted.
Well, the dissolution, yes. The settlement has been entered, and the only item to be cleared is the affidavit from you affirming that you are not pregnant.
Oh, Brian, I don't understand why that's so important.
Cecile, does this present a problem?
No. It's just that, well, things are really hectic right now down at the complex. You know, Jamie left us pretty short-handed, and we're still trying to bridge the gap.
Well, since the dissolution won't be final for 90 days, I'm sure that you'll find plenty of time to arrange for a simple pregnancy test.
Well, of course, I can do that, Brian, but since I know that I'm not pregnant, why don't I just have my lawyer draw up a statement? I will swear to it and sign it.
Well, that would be perfectly all right in Jamie's
Well,
case.
what is the problem, then?
Well, I'm thinking of you.
Really?
Yes. Now, I'm sure that Jamie would want to be fair if it did happen that you were pregnant with his child. And you would certainly want to ensure the future of the child. I mean, Jamie's child, wouldn't you?
Look, Brian, don't worry about me, okay? If I have the time, I will get you the test results. If not, I'll have my lawyer draw up a statement.
Well, think about this, please.
Look, I don't want anything to get in the way of that final divorce decree. I mean, 90 days is a long time.
Well, not that long.
What are you doing?
I know I should have called before I came over here. But I thought if I did, you wouldn't let me do it.
Do what?
Bring you this. It's lunch.
You shouldn't have done that.
I know it. And I knew you'd say that, too. But come on. I did it. And since I did it, why don't you just sit down and enjoy it?
But I'm not hungry.
Aha, I knew that, too. I was right again.
About what?
Well, I knew that if I didn't bring this over here for you, you wouldn't be eating. And you've got to eat. You've got to keep up your strength. The doctor has to do that for himself as well as for the sake of his patient.
I see, and you're just full of the right answers this morning, don't
Well, I hope so. I probably got you everything you don't like, right?
Oh, no, it's not that.
You look tired.
I didn't sleep much last night.
I didn't think so. But just eat, okay? Eat everything. That way you'll get your strength back, okay?
You know, you okay?
Well, I certainly hope so.
No, I mean, you're more than okay. You're very nice. It's very thoughtful of you to do this. And you're right. It does taste better than I thought.
I'm glad. Glad I followed my impulse.
I am, too. I appreciate it.
Don't thank me. I'm just paying you back for all the time you spent with me.
These things get heavier all the time.
Oh, man, that's not supposed to be the way it works. This stuff is supposed to build muscle.
Well, I can't explain it.
I can.
Tell me.
Gotta get some sleep sometime, man. Man does not live by bread alone.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a chance to last night. I had to come here after the party, then I had to go to morning classes. I got some.
Yeah. Oh, listen, you worked at the penthouse last night, didn't you?
Yeah. It's almost finished.
Sure wish I had that shift.
Yeah, what?
Well, I'm curious to know what the place looks like all done up, you know? What's it like?
Oh, it's real nice.
Oh, come on, man. You're supposed to be the writer. You can do better than nice.
It's very sophisticated, very planned, you know, very sleek, lots of artwork. Expensive.
You can tell that?
Oh, yeah, my mom's an artist. I guess you learn that stuff by osmosis. You know, being around it, you go to art shows and museums and auctions and stuff like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think it would work with me.
I mean, sure it would.
No, it's probably something, you know, an ability you're born with, like taste.
Yeah, probably.
Well, when you're down there, did you get a look at him, Mr. Black?
Oh, no.
He's supposed to be down there now, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what Frankie said.
I wonder what he's like.
I don't know.
He's probably some old moth-eaten moneybag. You know, legions of bodyguards surrounding him.
Really?
There he is, with his back to us. Would you like me to bring him down to your office?
No. Not yet.
Excuse me. Please, don't let me interrupt anything.
You weren't interrupting anything.
Not what it looked like to me.
Well, Blaine just came over to give me my lunch.
Oh, how thoughtful of her.
She just thought that I wasn't going to eat.
Oh, so she just ran right over here as fast as her legs could carry her.
Wrong.
I don't believe this. She just moved right in on you. She couldn't even wait for me to move my stuff out of here.
As usual, you've gotten it all wrong.
No, I think for once I've got it all right.
All right, all right. What are you talking about?
Oh, don't play games with me, Rick. You know what I'm talking about. She wants you, and she's not wasting any time getting what she wants. It's all very clear to me.
We're going to have the same thing over again, the same old song.
Listen, I don't want to hear it either.
Well, I don't want to hear it because I can't deal with it today.
Well, neither can I.
What are you doing here?
Well, this is where I live, or used to live, in case you've conveniently forgotten that fact.
That doesn't answer my question, you see.
Okay. I came back because I thought that maybe, just maybe, we could try and talk again, but I can see that that's really a very big mistake.
Wait a minute. Maybe we can. What do you want to talk about?
Nothing now. I think it's maybe a little later than I thought.
If you have got something to say, please say it.
No, it's just more the same old stuff, the same old territory. It really wouldn't do much good to go into it right now. We just got to that place a little sooner than I expected.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you and Blaine. Me and Jamie. What else? Sorry, my mistake. It was a big mistake.
Where are you going?
Oh, I was just going to the bedroom to pack, unless there's some reason I shouldn't go in there just now.
Will you hold on a minute? We can maybe talk about this and maybe work it out.
You won't question me about Jamie.
You don't question me about what?
Second thought, I think I'll just get my stuff and get out of here.
You want to see a real champ in action?
All right, show me what you can do.
Let's make a pit stop first.
All right.
Hey, Dulcie.
Hey.
Why don't you draw us a couple brews? Hey, listen, James, that little wench here holding court is little Dulcie. Dulcie, I want you to be real nice to her, yeah?
I might not be able to help myself. What's his name? He's cute.
I think he can talk real good. Why don't you ask him?
I'm James Frank.
You can call me Dulcie.
Thank you.
Oh, I like
like your voice.
Oh, thank you.
I'd like to take you on. For a game of pinball, that is. What do you say?
Sure, anytime you say.
I'll pass your way as soon as I've read. Okay?
Terrific.
Oh, real ladies' man, too, huh?
Oh, hardly.
No, it's that real laid-back way you got. Drives them wild.
Yeah, well, some got it, some don't, you know?
Yeah. Well, why don't you go get some quarters?
Okay, boo.
Hey, Jamie. What do you say?
Larry, what are you doing here? I'll buy you a beer.
I'll take a rain check. I'm on official business.
Oh, yeah? Anything we can talk about?
I'm doing a follow-up on a case. It's kind of personal, too.
How's that?
Oh, Clarice has been harassed by this guy who keeps calling her. Doesn't say much, just sort of breathes, you know?
Oh, you think he might hang out here?
I can't really say. We got a tape of him, and there's some pinball machines in the background. I'm trying all the angles, you know?
You catch him?
I will if I have anything to do with it. Listen, Jamie, do you know where the phones are? Are they close by?
No. That's the first time we've been here.
Well, look, I'm going to check it out. I'll see you around.
Right, take it easy.
All right.
Jamie, huh?
It's James, to you.
Well, I think Jamie's a cute name.
That's why it's James.
Is this all you have on him?
It's pretty thorough.
How long was he with Corey?
Well, I haven't been able to pin down the precise dates, but about 2 years.
Pin it down. I want to know more what happened to him when he was in charge of the dock site.
James wasn't in charge of the dock site for any great length of time. He rather muffed it, according to my sources.
You're going to have to be a little more specific than that, Curtis. It says here that he was both managing publisher of Brava and publisher of the Ledger at the same time. Isn't he a little young for responsibility like that?
It would seem so, but apparently he's a very talented young man.
Oh, they say that, do they?
Yes, they do. He was going places very quickly, at least until the drug incident.
I need more on the arrest. It says here he was arrested on a federal warrant.
I'll put my men right on it.
The drugs concern me. Is he clean now?
Oh, I believe so. He spent several weeks in a detoxification unit.
Is there any way to be sure?
I'll do my best. But I think he's clean. He's in regular psychoanalysis with Dr. Doris Wagner at Bay City General.
It says he's separated from his wife, isn't he?
Yes. The dissolution, in fact, only became final this morning. The divorce will be final in 90 days.
So summing up, I think the boy's doing exceptionally well, considering the pressure he's been under the last year. What is Mackenzie Corey thinking? Putting that kind of responsibility on a boy that young? And I'm wondering, too, how much pressure his mother put on him.
Rachel Corey. Davis. That's difficult to determine. However, I'm sure that Cecile, that's his wife, soon to be ex-wife, contributed a good deal of pressure.
Rachel Davis. I want to dig deeper there, especially in the light of what's happened to James.
I'll get right on it. Now, one thing more. Earlier this morning, you said you didn't want to tell James you were his father until you had spoken to Alice Frame.
Yes.
Are you sure that's the wisest course to pursue?
I was just panicked. When I saw the door open, I thought that man had come back again and taken Corey, and that I'd never see Corey again.
Baby, I sure wish I was here. But, honey, you gotta tell me when stuff like this happens. I don't want you to go through any of this alone.
But, honey, that's what I'm telling you. Nothing happened. It's just my nerves.
Well, look, I'm gonna get this guy. And we made some good progress today.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know we've been following the leads on the tape that you got of that guy. Well, we found a place today that had all the right elements. It's got some pinball machines, and the phones are right nearby.
So then what happens?
Well, we stake it out. And when this guy makes his call again, we're gonna grab him.
I wish this whole mess was over.
You and me both, baby. You and me both.
Curtis, my son will always be my son, no matter when I decide to introduce myself to him. There's no need to be hasty.
As with Mrs. Frame.
That calls for more immediate steps.
You certainly don't have a great deal of time there.
Something about this relationship with Matt Corey that doesn't track.
What do you mean?
She was alone for a long time. And then all of a sudden, she starts seeing Matt Corey. And before you can blink, they're engaged. There's something wrong there.
Don't you think that could be wishful thinking on your part?
Maybe, but I don't think so. No, she couldn't have that strong an attachment for Matt Corey.
Now, don't be too sure.
I'll trust my instincts. They've served me very well in the past. They're not going to fail me now. No, I'll talk to James. But I'll see Alice first.
This time, Edward, I think you are making a mistake, a big one.
We'll see. We'll see.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.